Is it Friday again? It's Friday again. Wow, so great to see you. So great to be here. Good afternoon, everybody. It is Pi Day Friday drama. And if I don't look or sound right, it's because I don't look or sound right. Sorry about that. I am massively under the weather, but I have never missed a show, and I wasn't going to start today. I haven't done anything else today. I'm technically, this is a sick day for me. So it was yesterday. It'll be over by the weekend. I sure hope. And back to the grind. What the heck is going on there? Oh, okay. I saw Chris Kent's 4 messages, and all I saw was his icons, and it looked like 4 different people, each with the same icon, which could not be. Excuse me. Well, at any rate, great to see you all. It is Friday, what is this, April 22nd. That means we got one more Friday left in the month. And thank you very much, Catherine. Then we're a quarter of the way through the year. I will feel better. Thank you, guys. It's I'd explain it, but you really don't want to know. So let's just go with that. Let me look at my system here. There we go. So it is going to be a little bit of a short day. I have pushed back the project yet again because I just don't have it in me to do, excuse me, itch time, a project today. We're going to do Q&A. We're going to do a contest. We're going to give away total tester, do some more Q&A, and then wind it up. So I expect about an hour show, give or take. A little bit of news, a little bit of tricks and traps. What can I tell you about? Oh, by the way, if you're watching this for the first time, my name is Dave Rush. I'm the senior instructor at Total Seminars. You will know Total Seminars as the Mike Myers Company. Mike Myers is our president and senior author and many other things. And I work for him. And when I'm not teaching, and we haven't been teaching much during the pandemic crises, I do all kinds of other things around the office, and he's kind enough to give me a couple hours every Friday to get together and talk with you. Our normal subject is using Raspberry Pi computers to foster studying in all kinds of technologies. Sometimes it's straight Linux, sometimes it's just the Pi itself. But our real focus, our real hope is that we can use Raspberry Pis in order to foster your studies toward certifications. CompTIA certifications are certainly our bailiwick, but whatever you're studying for, if you use CCNA, man, a Raspberry Pi is just a handy dandy little job there. As long as I'm mentioning that, yeah, not too far off, Tolowit. Having mentioned that, I should give you an update. I started my Linux Plus class forever ago with a class that on Udemy that I was not and am not impressed with. And as I went through the objectives in Linux Plus, after I finished up the course to see, is there anything else that I need to work on here, I was distraught to discover that 2 very major pieces were left out of the course. And of course, the course says everything that you need in order to prep for. So I wrote a note to the course authors, and we did a little gentle back and forth. And the upshot of it was, we're going to make 2 modules, mini modules that deal with those things, and we will give you access when they're done. Well, that's been quite some time ago. And so I hassled them about 3 weeks ago and said, how's that going? And they said, oh, sometime in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to have it. So I marked my calendar for 3 weeks to the date that they say that. Andrew, I'll give you an answer to that momentarily. So at 3 weeks to the date, I wrote him a message that, hey, you said 2 to 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks. And I got exactly what I expected to get, dead silence. And then a day or 2 later, I got a note from them that said, we have a couple mini modules that here's a free coupon for. So I signed up for them. I had to go to their company site and sign up for them. They were definitely not created as part of the course to be sure. It was some old mini modules that are part of a Kali Linux course that they have, but hopefully there's enough in there that I can get the foundations that I need or that I want. So it looks like there's 2 courses. They each seem to be about 30 minutes of presentation. So I will slam those out in the next couple of days, and then I'm going to re-review the whole course with my notes, so I don't have to take 3 hours for every 30 minutes of course presentation, probably a week or so. And then I'm going to take my Linux Plus course or Linux Plus exam. So I will update you on that as the process continues. I had a similar discussion with the powerful forces above me which is everybody, at Total Seminars the other day. And I got the green light to start creating a Linux course. It's not going to be a Linux Plus course in the beginning. What we're going to do is, this is kind of a market testing course. So I'm going to do 2 modules on something that I know really, really, really well. I don't know what I haven't picked yet. I'll pick probably over the weekend, and do an hour or so, hour and a half no, I won't do that much. That's crazy. Goodness gracious. We're going to do, I've been through these courses where a single presentation runs an hour. You can't do that. That is not learnable. That's not learnable. I don't care who you are. We do our videos in chunks of 5 to 12 minutes, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less, but that's the sweet spot for learning. You can spend 10, 15 minutes absorbing new material, taking notes, and then stop, cogitate, let it sit with you for a day. Now, I know if you're in a hurry and you got to slam through 120 hours worth of coursework in 3 weeks, that's not going to work for you. You're going to have to do a bunch of those sessions, but we understand that learning is best done in very small chunks. So I'm going to do a very, very short course on general Linux topics, something Linux administrator, something like that, with 1 or 2 sections in there. And those sections, I will write them in such a way that when we're ready to start our Linux Plus series, a real Linux Plus course, I think I'll get the green light on that one to do it. We'll be able to just slot those in. But the cool thing about these tiny little short Udemy courses, they're freebies. I intend to release this one as a freebie because we have some other experiments we want to do. We want to see, I'm going to have learnable material, fun, how to do this. I'm sure I'll make it Raspberry Pi focused. But there's some things about Udemy courses that Udemy has turned on to the benefit of students and to the benefit of course writers and providers. So we're going to use this thing as kind of a test bed to try out some of those things as well. Okay, so that's me. I am ably joined on the back channel today, as ever and always, by Andrew Hutz. And Andrew is, Andrew wears a lot of hats these days. For a person who hasn't been with the company very long, it did not take long for the company to start tossing hats on him. So he's an editor at Total Seminars. He's a writer at Total Seminars. He started out as an editor, and hey, you know what? You write pretty good. Can you write here? And oh, hey, would you work on this project? And would you work on that? And next thing you know, the same thing happens to him as happens to all Total Seminars employees. We all just, what's your job title? The title is yes. Whatever you say to do, I do if it's within my capability. So in addition to working the back channel, he's filling me in with information, and he posts links and does all kinds of other good things like that. He's also moderating the YouTube chat forum. You can tell by his name. He's got Andrew Hutz, and it's in blue, and he's got a little wrench there. And that wrench is probably closer to a banhammer. He wields what he named Trollnir, because every now and again we get some wacky people posting on here who are posting nothing that has anything to do with the course. As we get Russian hackers in sometimes and other things. So he handles those kinds of things. He answers questions directly. So by all means, communicate with him. And when we communicate with each other, just throw the @ in somebody's YouTube moniker, and you will be talking to them. Among his many credentials, he's in training, I understand, to be a blacksmith and a contestant on Forged in Fire. And as I was looking over his application for Forged in Fire, he's in he plans to specialize in making butter knives and railroad spikes. And he's not using railroad spikes to make other things. He wants to be the go-to source to supply the worldwide rail industry for railroad spikes. And he plans on making them from billets made from forge welded butter knives. So it's a lovely synergy there. Other hobbies, Andrew is he's a Renaissance guy. Okay. He's everywhere. He does everything all the time. I was looking at his Twitter page, and he's adopted, I guess he hasn't adopted, this has been a long time hobby, kite surfing using kites made from macaroni art. So just an amazing all around guy. He really is a great source of a wide range of information, range, security oriented, hacker oriented, strong into Netplus. He's completed SecPlus before he did Netplus. He's writing in large swaths of our new A+ 11.0X series books. So quite the guy. If you're keeping track, and if you're not, I'll help you. This is the 89th drama that we've done. And it's a production of Total Seminars, which we do once a week, 2 o'clock Central Time, Daylight Standard, whatever. If it's 2 o'clock on my clock here on Friday, that's when we come online and do this stuff. You can contact me. The easiest way is right here in the chat channel. Ask questions, post comments, talk with each other. It's all good. If that's not possible for you, there are other ways to contact me, and I wish you would. And same for Andrew. Share screen, just like that. You can catch me at my corporate email. There it goes. DaveR@TotalSem.com, or my personal email, drushtx. I'm Dave Rush in Texas at yahoo.com. Andrew working for Total Seminars. Andrew Hutz being his name, Andrew H at TotalSem.com. And therefore, you know the big secret, if there's anybody you ever want to get in contact with, at Total Seminars, first name, last initial, at TotalSem.com. Take, for instance, Michael Myers. Mike Myers is Michael M at TotalSem.com. What else can I throw up here? Feel free to throw up the big 3 links at your convenience. Andrew, we got specials. Oh, do we have specials? And this week is shockingly the same special as last week. But, you know, if you're studying something and you haven't picked up an inexpensive bundle of really, really good resources, you know, don't miss this opportunity. These things will dry up and go away someday, just at least temporarily, like vouchers have. We'll get there. I think I had a long conversation, a nice conversation with Mike the other day. He is confident that they will come back. He's a little arm twisting and a little butter greasing, and that'll go. But if you're studying for an upcoming exam, could be CompTIA, doesn't have to be. We got bundles that are made of the ebook. Thank you so much. Made up of an ebook and of a Total Tester online practice test. You have to create the bundle yourself by going to TotalSem.com, go to our merchant area, and pick a topic that you're interested in. Let's say pen test, and you get the pen test plus ebook and the pen test plus Total Tester online. You have now created a bundle, and when you check out, use a code. The code this week is SILVER at checkout, and you will get 50% off of those 2 items in there, which is already just insanely cheap. It's good through this Sunday night, then we'll start a new code Monday morning. Why silver? Everybody always asks me, where do I get these codes from? What I do is this week, tonight, I will go look up things that happen in history on the upcoming Monday and find a word that's related to something that happened on what is it going to be, 24th, 23rd, 4th, 5th. So the code is going to be something that happens in related to something that happens in history on April 25th. You know, who knows how far back? I go thousands of years back sometimes. I go dozens of years back sometime. So where did silver come from? On Monday of this past week, Paul Revere, a silversmith, did his midnight ride, where he did not say the British are coming, because he and all of the other colonists were British. It was the regulars. It was the regular army who was coming in. And there's a lot more to that story. He didn't ride alone. He had a riding partner, and his horse was not named Silver. But wouldn't that have been cool? Get out of there. There we go. Pi Square server is up. I haven't added anything new last week. I won't be adding anything new this week, but if you want any of my other documents and notes and outlines and everything from every project that I've ever done since in the last 89 dramas, you will find them. It's not HTTPS. And sometimes modern browsers will force you to go HTTPS. And so when you try to go to HTTPS, blah, 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 it won't work. Just get rid of that S and go to pirsquare.zapto.org, and you'll see a link on there. One of the uppermost links takes you to the download page, and the download page is organized in chronological order. There's a zip file for each week. So it's got all kinds of stuff, sample code, programs that we've used, all kinds of goodies. And there exists, as long as I'm on this page, an unofficial Titel Discord, one more time there, unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel, which is up 24 hours a day. It's got hundreds of people on there, great text, great knowledgeable people with a broad variety of experience. We would like you to join them and bring your own experience to it. And then, maybe you're on the opposite end of the spectrum. You've got questions. Well, folks, they've got answers more often than not. Every now and again, I see a question go unanswered, but that happens. Sometimes you get this really niche oriented question. We try to join up with mics and cameras after AMAs 3 times a week. Mike does his on Monday, Wednesday. I do mine today. I'm not available today. Again, I'm under the weather and workload and I keep mine running all the time. I see messages and sometimes these days I post responses, but I am not like I used to be. I don't post every day. I'm posting every 3 or 4 days, typically an answer to a question that I think that may not be common amongst all of our other participants. I'm thinking, however, Alex, if you're here, anything that anybody asks that I can answer, you can probably answer better. But Andrew has posted the links for all of these things. He's posted the information for the weekly special, for the Pi Square website, and for the unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel link on the chat feed. So by all means, look that up and join them. There will be people online doing mics and cameras. You don't have to. You can go in textually. You can just read stuff. A lot of good stuff there. Study materials and study buddy organizations and Linux and Raspberry Pis and computer help and you get the idea. All right, is that enough of that nonsense? Checking notes here, see if I need to do any of this. Blah, 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 blah. What we're doing today, where we've been. So last week we did Q&A, open topic. We're doing the same thing today. Next week, I'm back on project and we'll be doing Whiptail next week, which is an extension to bash scripting. Why do I care about bash scripting? Because you got to know some scripting for A+ certification. Yeah. All right, we'll come back to this. Let's go see who's here. At 18 minutes past the hour. Oh goodness, lots of people have turned up, and I wasn't even watching. Who got here first? Tullowit turned up at quarter till the show, as did Chris Kent, and deleted his second post right away. Will Shaw, I did get your email the other day. I had been under the weather pretty much from that moment and did not respond. I apologize for that. I understand you're in Houston, and I don't know how long you're in town for. You're probably not in town till tomorrow. I'm hoping to be ambulatory enough tomorrow to go someplace, do things. And if that turns out to be the case, I would be happy to at least take you on a tour of the office. If not, next time you're in town. Fridays is my worst day, even when I'm in good shape. I spend the morning working real hard for Total so that I can do this show without feeling guilty for not working on projects. Mars Monster's back. Mars, I saw you sign up at Discord the other day. Welcome there and here. Good to see you, my friend. Catherine Morgan, I will feel better. Thanks, everybody. These things will pass. Will Shaw, feel better. Yes, well, there you go. So, you beat me to it. And at my age and decrepitude, it could very well be male menopause. I'm a fairly private person, but I will fess up that I'm going to age up on Tuesday. And I will be here all alone. The missus had to bail out of town on Wednesday. She won't be back until, she bailed out a couple of days ago. I don't even know what day it was. I think it was Wednesday. I dropped her off at the airport at 5. Will, that means nothing to him. He gets to the airport at 4, but for us, that means up at 3:30, out the door at 4. And I guess I dropped her off at 4:45. That's his 45-minute trip over there. Hello, Don Odinga. Good to see you back, my friend. And Super Omar is here. False advertising. It is not false advertising. Mike, I put the correct banner up today that says Dave is answering questions. So there. Andrew Hutz, that is just vicious. If you could only use one Linux distro for the rest of your life, I'll tell you what, it's actually pretty simple. Same answer as Mike. Ubuntu. It's a Debian distro. It has massive amounts of capability. It'll do everything that we need to do in a corporate network. It doesn't have the I love the Rocky the RHEL, the Red Hat stuff. And that would be, if I only had one to run forever and always as a corporate IT manager, it would be Red Hat. But as I am both a hobbyist and a business owner and operator, Debian stretches so well into all of those things. It supports so much great equipment. It supports all the good file systems and the SANs and the NASs and the containers and the virtualizers and so no question about it. That's all. If that was my sole choice. However, I'm looking at my desk. I am very happy to say that is not my sole choice. I have at least 5 different distros running on my desk as we speak. I know the lighting sucks, and so you can't get a good view of this, but I stuck a new prop up. There we go. That's a fairly good view. It's because of the plastic that's on there. That was my latest acquisition, and I got it. I'm going to disappoint you there. Speak toward the microphone. Talk into the moose head. No one will ever get that one. That's okay. I'm going to let that one pass. But I am going to do a non sequitur later that I think I may offer a prize for. Anyways, I bought that to flip because the price was right, and I looked at what they were going for, and you know what? I like Star Trek. I like Star Trek paraphernalia. I have some on order that's going to arrive, I hope, on my birthday. My missus ordered it for me, of course, as a birthday gift. But I'm just not a collector of Star Trek stuff, but I am a collector of turning a profit. And I saw that and said, just couldn't say no, because when I looked at the eBay prices, there's money for that particular model. It's the collector's edition. What do they call it? First Contact Type 2 phaser. Yeah, the First Contact was what made it. It's got a serial number. Big deal. All right. Reading messages here. Siegfried, good afternoon. Coming from the Great White North. You are indeed up in Quebec land, which is too far away from the West Coast. So you have to buy your club seals pre-clubbed. You can't go. There's just no seals running around Quebec. Sorry, man. Dinga. Hey, Dave, do you offer any VMware certifications? Nope, we don't have eSexy. We are, as far as the certifications that we offer, the books that we write are CompTIA trifectas. We also do Udemy courses where we bring in subject matter experts, SMEs, and we have therefore done Windows Server, specifically AD. We've done how to make your own blockchain, some pen testing, some CYSH, things like that. CYSA, thank you. But no, nothing in the VMware realm. And in fact, I did pose that recently. Let's call it, I pitched it on the following premise. And this was, strictly internal, but I don't mind sharing this with you. I don't think I'm giving away any grand secrets. The new A+ objectives have this very generic approach to virtualization. And we have always done, as part of virtualization, presentations built around VirtualBox. Really useful, really practical. It's a great thing. The problem with VirtualBox as a real world enterprise tool is that it's a type 2 hypervisor. That means we need an operating system running on a computer, and then we run the hypervisor, and it works with the operating system and virtualizes the hardware. And so it dawned on me as I was looking through the objectives recently, I said, you know what, we at least should start expanding our horizons. We use VMware ESXi in-house and VM Player for some other things. And I thought it would behoove everybody if we would expand those horizons a little bit and say, you know what, let's do at least a simple general presentation on what a type 1 hypervisor from VMware looks like. And I don't believe that has been kiboshed, given the kibosh. So expect that, but no, a full course on it, I don't see that happening. We can learn and we can become experts in it, but there are already great courses out there on the topic. And so we'd have to really break down some walls to be competitive there. LFS, surely. Jared Graham is here. Good evening. That's right. You are in the evening land parts of the planet. Don, I would also like to do Kali Linux pen test exam. What would you advise, Dave? I would advise a good Kali Linux course. There's lots of them on Udemy. Now, all right, so let's go back. Kali Linux pen test exam. So you're mixing metaphors there, right? There is a Kali Linux white hat certification, and there is pen test certifications that come in several flavors, right? CompTIA, Pen Test Plus. So, okay, I'll do that back channel. And so I'm going to suggest that you, first of all, narrow down, what are you talking about here? Do you want to do pen testing using Kali Linux? Start with a Kali Linux course. I don't think we have Kali Linux practice tests. No, check website, check totalsem.com. They're always adding new stuff, and I don't know what they've got there. We certainly have practice tests for Pen Test Plus. And I don't know that I would recommend doing them both at the same time. I got a message from Andrew. Andrew has a lot of advice and suggestions here. And I don't remember if you're on Discord or not, but if you're not, join Discord, join the Total Seminar, the unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel. The link for that was posted at time mark 2:12. And throw that question out to Andrew. He is champing at the bit to answer that. He wants to talk to you about that. Bloody awesome. If there's anything at all I can do to help, let me know. I'll be on it on double time. Okay. TD Washington is amongst the throng. Nice to see you as always. Andrew's a mensch with the wrench. Wow. There's only a handful of people here who understand that, but nice, nice, nice. How many we got here right now? Just only 15 people. Nobody will get my non sequitur. Andrew does like railroad spikes. I don't know about you. I have found this Forged in Fire. They put it on a retro channel here in my neck of the woods once a week, somewhere around 1 o'clock in the afternoon till about 1 o'clock in the morning, or maybe even later. They play these Forged in Fire contest episodes. They call it a reality show. It's 4 people who are blacksmiths. They go to some studio in New York that has blacksmithing equipment, and they go through a couple of rounds of forge this thing and do this, and then we're going to test it. And the 2 survivors after all the rounds have to go to your home forge and make a bazooka or something like that in the forge. I find it to be a guilty pleasure. If I'm surfing it and I surf past it, I'm going to stop and watch for a few minutes at least. Sometimes I'll watch a whole episode. There we go. TC, Forge and Fire, great show on Netflix. Absolutely. All right. So Andrew posted all the links that I talked about starting at 2:12 and 2:13. Siegfried, love to Andrew Hutz. Justin Kinsey, hola. Good to see you, sir. And to everyone. Some Texas Dave time. Okay. You're out at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Very good. Yep, next time. Sorry about that. And we had it put together in the past and the timing worked, and then you got sick. Now I got sick with bad timing. So sorry. Chris Kent says, when I delete an entry, I'm doing that because YouTube won't let me. Oh, I see. Yeah, I know. I hate that too. And if I typo something and hit the enter key and realize I typoed it, I can't stand that. I'll delete it and retype it correctly. So same with, yeah. And I understand their need not to allow editing, but yeah, I'm with you. It's kind of a pain. Ubuntu also Andrew's choice. Okay, if you only had one to play with. Andrew, no, Will Shaw. Will Shaw, this is for you. Will Shaw, anybody else who's interested. Will Shaw, for some twisted, insane reason, is into antique computing. He's building his 486 rig and making progress on it every day. He runs a double obsolete version of Linux. He's running CentOS 7. They've already killed CentOS 8, much less 7. There's no support for it. But, you know, hey, more power to you. 9 is coming out. RHEL is coming out in shortly. It's coming out in May. And that means Rocky and starts with an A. It's not Amala, the Alma Linux will come out with 9. Well, Alma released this week their beta. Now, if you can use CentOS, you can use Alma, you can use Red Hat, you can use Rocky. They are all the same. And the Alma people are begging for beta testers. So Will Shaw, something you might consider doing them a favor, doing you a favor, should be interesting. I wish I never took my old Playmobil chips out of the box as a kid. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know if this has been out of the box or not. It's, you know, it's in a very new box. There's no dents, dings, or damages. I don't think this is original plastic. Wait, I didn't even look at this. There's a label on here. You know what? This might actually be original packaging. I doubt it. That's Scotch tape on there, but I don't know. Something impressive about it. I highly recommend Pen Test Plus videos, the SME Dr. Oh yeah, right. Our Pen Test Plus, of course. You know, wait till a sale comes on Udemy and get Dr. Solomon's Pen Test Plus that we have as a total seminars course on Udemy. And pick it up somewhere between 10 and 18 bucks whenever the sales are on. I think yesterday's sale ended yesterday, but you know, there's always another one in 4 or 5 days. John is back. And Mike and I are both very impressed that you got a moniker on YouTube of just John, not John 01 or John 237, or just so kudos for you. Anyways, hey, Dave, do you think AI is going to steal IT support jobs? This is what supervisors at my place are claiming. Mike and I, again, share a common opinion here. No, AI doesn't fix hardware. AI thinks. It's not all about support. It's very little, and it takes techs to make AI and to service AI. It's not self-servicing. We are not worried about this, at least for the next 50 years. Anything can happen. I'm not a futurist, but no, I am not worried. I don't see IT support jobs going away by any stretch of the imagination. I'm looking at the industry. I am very, very, very closely involved as of quite recently. Let's call this big things going on at Total Seminars, where the pipeline for support people is a giant vacuum sucking up qualified people, and it needs more and more and more and more and more. So no, not worried. You will find differing opinions out there. Sorry, lost track. I didn't super scroll, but I didn't have it marked. There we go. Okay. Andrew, talking to Don at time mark 228. Like your giant mason jar mug. I love my mason jar mug filled with iced tea. Summer is here. Iced tea is the right drink of the day now. It's 86 Fahrenheit here. So what, high 20s, 28, 29, something like that. Celsius. And for the first time this season, I'm wearing shorts. No, I'm not going to get up and prove it. It will kill. Thank you, Doug Markito. Boy, there's a private guy. You cannot look up just about anything on him. Copy, Alma. Very good. Is a voucher being given away today? No, a voucher is not being given away today. For the moment, that program is on hold. We expect it to come back. But apologies, today we're giving away a Total Tester Online practice test. And with that, Michael Rojas will say, sorry, see you later, man. I came here for the voucher. And that's okay. No, it is not a Star Trek PC game. It is a toy phaser. The one they used on the movie First Contact. Because they're always changing them. Andrew Hutz, AI is going to make more jobs for more tech. More than likely. AI doesn't have the patience for some customers. Yeah, you're really going to have to add intelligence for good customer service. I would like to get an old Amiga again. Had a 500 in the early 90s. Nice. That was a fun box. It's one of the early ones I played with. Raha Barboyan is here. What exactly are ISDN? Goodness gracious, you want the whole? Look, I can't cover every single one of those things. But I'll hit a couple of them. That's all documented. So they are all cable, and they are all layer 1 and layer 2, and to a lesser extent, layer 3 combined protocols. So ISDN, Integrated Services Digital Network, that uses a pair of copper wires, maximum length 18,000 feet. It's actually a real number. You got to know that. I picked my neighborhood. I picked this house because it supposedly had ISDN support. It didn't after we moved in. Oh, we were wrong. Sorry about that. We won't be having it for years. It provides integrated services, digital network. It provides digital networking and analog telephone service at the same time. So there's some layer 1 stuff. There's some addressing built into there so that the ISP, the phone company, can deliver packets to the residents or the business that's using it. And so it's again, it's a physical copper protocol and layer 2 protocol at a minimum. Sorry, MAC layer. It doesn't need layer 3. It's a MAC layer addressing thing. Now, T1 and T3 are the same thing. A T1 line is a physical layer protocol that uses time division multiplexing. They take a line that can support 56 kilobits per second. And the total theoretical maximum, this is the last time this is the last of the details I'm going to get into this with one other minor one-sentence exception. The wire itself can carry a maximum theoretical bandwidth of 1.44 megabits per second. Man, I'm pulling this out of an old hat because you don't have to need to know this stuff anymore. And what you do is you buy a percentage of time slots on there. There are 24 time slots every second, 24 56 kilobit data packs can run across that wire. And so you buy one of the time shares. It's called time division multiplexing. So you can buy 1 time slot or 2 time slots and get 114 KB per second, or 4 time slots and get 228 KB per second. Or you can buy all the time slots and actually lease an entire T1 line. Gives you a massive capability of 1.5 megabits per second. Not very fast by today's standards, but in some installations, it's appropriate and acceptable. If I want to move high quality audio that's been digitized over a wire, over a network, and I'm not going over the internet, I want a dedicated leased line, T1 is, T1 is great for that. You will find that in radio stations, okay? From the radio station to the tower, to where the transmitter is. They use T1 lines and ISDN lines. A T3 line is 24 T1 lines. So you get 54 megabits per second. So all of those things, E-lines are the European version of T-lines. OCs are optical carriers. They start at 54 megabit per second time division multiplexing over optical wires, optical cables, and can move up to 190, that OC3. That means there's three T3 channels in there, 192 T3 channels. All right, so I can't do the whole course on this. It would take me, I don't know, 2 hours to do enough to get you through what you need to mesmerize to get through Network Plus. It would take me a week to teach it as a college course. Well, more than that, because I only get 45 minutes a day. I would span that out over 3 or 4 weeks. Of course, most of it would be you reading and then me detailing it in class. But so they are cables. They are layer 2 protocols. Because they are cables, they have specialized connectors that are appropriate for them. You get the idea. Somebody's got to build Skynet, Marius Niner Tango. Mars Monster was still in the 50s in Seattle area, but I wear shorts even if it's snowing. Okay. Yeah, you guys don't have air conditioners. We have the most, I heard that quoted. I'm not going to spit the spec. I never bothered to prove it. It must be me is here. Hey, if I mess around with the command line on a virtual machine, could it possibly mess up the PC I'm running on? No. Your virtual machine is sandbox. It's marvelously and wonderfully isolated from the rest of the other VMs and a host OS that you have. That's why virus researchers are comfortable and confident playing with viri in a virtual machine. Virtual machines are well sandboxed and things don't tend to escape from them. The worst you can do is wipe out the VM and have to reinstall it, but you won't hurt any of the other ones. And Andrew offers a similar answer. Very good. I chose to study 008 instead of 007, says Andrew, to avoid having to learn about T1 lines. Yeah, those are gone in 08. Jared, wait for 008. No, you should not wait for 008. Andrew has his own criteria, which we think is wrong, but more power to him. Since he's involved in writing the 008 book, it doesn't hurt because he's knowledgeable on it. But no, we always advise, that you take the current one, 10.10.007, because there's way more content out there to study from. There's zillions of books and zillions of courses and zillions of practice tests and other media. You have a few more months. It ends at the end of June. If you haven't started yet, you could start right now and be ready to go in 6 weeks. So the beginning of June, plenty of time to do that. And what's it say on your certificate? It says Network Plus. It doesn't say N10.007. And that's what, now there'll be the exception. Some employers are going to say, we're not going to hire you unless you pass N10.008. Okay, cool. But most of them say you got to pass or you got to hold, or it will get you a better chance at an interview if you are Network Plus certified. That's the answer. And then you pick up the rest of it, the new stuff, by experience. Reading questions. Yes, everybody should try Suicide Linux one time, install it in a VM. Suicide Linux, if you're not aware, if you typo any command, it uninstalls. It just destroys the distro. You have to totally reinstall from scratch. So you got to be very good or very confident or very masochistic to play with Suicide Linux, but it is a little bit fun. Yeah, so there's a good reason for Andrew to do it, because he knows the material, because he's working on the book. When is the new A+ test taking over? The new A+ exams, 1101 and 1102, were released 2 days ago. The old ones will continue to be available through October 20th of this year. You have 6 months minus 2 days. How are we doing here? It's quarter till. All right. I'm not a time limit. When I get done with questions, I'm going to do a contest and news, tricks, and traps. Answer any other questions and we'll wind up. So reading, started. Okay, Jared says, when I started N Plus for the 008, it wasn't out yet. So I'm going through 007, rewriting next Friday. Congratulations. That's right. You're going to do another run at it. Go get it. Will Shaw at 244. Dave, as time goes on and more is known about 008, is the total tester product updated with new questions? Absolutely. We're writing new questions as we write the book. Uh, all the we wrote new questions for 008. I mean, we always add more as we hear more, right? So time's going to go on. We're going to get reports that people send us. Hey, I got a question on such and such. None of your practice tests had anything about that. Okay, well, they didn't at the time. We're like everybody else. When we get the objectives for N10-008, that's all we get. The only thing that's different about you and us is we get them sooner than you do. We don't know what questions they're going to ask. We don't know what emphasis is going to be other than domain percentages. So we research topics that we don't already know about. We write questions based on that research. We get a lot of them right. Sometimes we have more questions about some topics than CompTIA does, and sometimes we don't have enough in some area, but that's all right. We take the exams periodically. There's a half a dozen of us at the office who, every couple of months, will go take an exam or two or whatever. We did 4 exams with our people this week. So we get an idea of the kind of stuff that they're asking and focusing on. And then because we're not allowed to collaborate with each other, you're not allowed to divulge what you've learned. That person then gets assigned the job of writing questions. And we're not allowed to recreate questions exactly, but there's nothing in the books that allows us to write questions that are really close or similar. And that's one of that's really good things about Total Tester is our questions are strongly built on high quality research. I said enough. Old code. Do I need, Rahabar says, do I need to memorize the speed rates of the WAN links and different cables for Netplus 007? Yes. Yep. That's why I'm taking the older exam is usually the best because the training materials are more established. Exactly so. If you're taking the exam online, can you take it anytime? I have heard people take it at 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning. Yes. All right, I'm going to pause that there at time mark about 2:05. Let's go see what's in my notes here. News, tricks, and traps and techniques of the week. So I've already covered one in answering a question. The new A+ exams were released 2 days ago. They will be out for the next, give or take, 3.5 years if CompTIA follows their historical pattern. They have not followed that historical pattern with 220-10OX. They extended it a lot longer than they would normally have done that because of pandemic and the impact that it had on school schedules and things like that. But again, the current A+ ones that have been around for over 3 years now, 220-10OX, they are still available as long as you pass them both before October 20th of this year. You will be A+ certified for 3 years from the date that you pass that second exam. The only other news that I had on the week is Pi-hole got updated 3 days ago, and I am frequently a proponent of updating when updates come out. I'm drawing back a little bit on that. For instance, I don't have a works for a living computer running Windows 11, and I'm very glad. It's been a good decision. There have been some hiccups and things like that. Excuse me, hiccups, speaking of which. And so I will probably wait till close to the time that I'm forced to. I've come to find the same thing about Pi-hole updates. Usually a few days afterward, there are people who start sending reports that says, I updated and now I can't, So I'm hanging on. I usually hold for 2 to 3 weeks before I do a Pi-hole update. If and when you choose to do Pi-hole update, log into your Pi-hole with an SSH connection, PuTTY or something like that, and you just run Pi-hole --up. But if you're me, you'll hold off on that for just a little while. I don't have any old unanswered questions that I need to answer. So it's 10 till the hour, and that seems like a pretty good time to do a giveaway. So we're going to give away 90-day free access to any Total Tester online practice test in the Total Seminars library. We've got most of the CompTIA ones, certainly all the CompTIA ones that everybody in here pursues, from the Trifecta and Pen Test Plus and CYSA. We have CompTIA stuff in there. There's, I don't think we have CCNA in there, but lots and lots of other goodies. You can go check them out at totalsem.com. And if you won today, or if you're watching and you've won this week and you have not yet sent me your information, I need it today. It's getting submitted today, about an hour after the show is done. So hope you win. The deal is we're going to do a multiple choice question. There's going to be one answer. You may only post one answer as your choice. The first one that I see is the one that it's going to count. If you have won in the past, you can win again. However, make my life easy, please. And just put the word pass in. It doesn't necessarily mean you're passing. Nah, I don't like that. I don't want to go with that. You know, I don't care. Put your name in. I have a pretty good memory for people that have won many times. And if you have won many times, we're going to lean toward people who have won less than you have, like none or one. You know what I'm saying here? Because we're trying to share some of this stuff, and you don't need, you know, not everybody needs to hog up. I got all the total testers and nobody else can as a result. That's just not right. Equity, right? That's not the word we use these days, but something along those lines. Something politically correct. So previous winners, you are eligible, but if you have won multiple times, 3 or more, I will ask that you put the word pass after your guess. So that I can at least not have to bother to research that. That's the way to do this. Okay, anything else? I don't use A, B, C, or D's. What have I got in here? Oh, wow. Huh. Okay, I didn't update that. I have it in 2 other places though, so that's okay. Let me see what my question is. Oh, what the heck just happened there? There we go. Okay, all of the choices today are 1-word answers. So you got to type in that 1 word as your guess. You get 1 attempt. Again, please, if you've won more than 2 times, put the word pass afterward. Doesn't mean you'll get pass. There's not many people watching right now, so I may have to come down. All the right guesses are people that had 3. So, okay, we'll pick one of you guys. You get the idea? All right, is that fair? It's as fair as I can make it. Andrew and I are going to be looking for first correct answer of person who applies, whoever we decide is the winner, right or wrong. All right, enough of that nonsense. Let's just share the screen, get a question up there. Here goes. All right, so this is a question that comes from both A+ 1001 and A+ 1101. It's a topic anyways. Peripherals that are, this is really easy. Okay, I made an easy one today. Better get this right. Peripherals that are connected to computers are generally classified as either input devices or output devices. That should be easy, right? All you got to do is pick which of these is an output device. This is a question that I have in a number of different forums and places, and not everybody gets this right. And so I want to throw this one out to you for your kind consideration. So which of these devices is an output device? These are listed in alphabetical order: keyboard, microphone, mouse, projector, and webcam. Those are your choices. We'll give you a couple of moments to put your answer choices in whilst I go and look at entries for people's guessings. Windows 10 forever till 2025. Nice. Diffie. I'm gonna throw a question up here one day and the answer is DH, man. All right, so we're looking for an output device. Okay, that's why we got to do this. I can't type fast on an iPad. Sorry about that. I make it as fair as possible, but I can't control your systems. All right, just about everybody got it right. I was expecting that. There is some confusion here. Yeah, I recognize that as well. That's a recent winner. All right, so let me go find a winner here. And then I'll talk about something that's kind of important about this. Okay, let me go check the winner pile here. Music, voucher winners. That's not really a voucher winner, but okay, I'm at the top. Yeah, that's a very recent. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't have that as a listed winner. If I, if they won in the past, I'm going to let them win again. All right, so we got a winner. Let me see what Andrew's saying here in the back channel, just to make sure we're first two who didn't pass. All right, I'm going higher up, I think, than you did. So I'm going to go with the winner that I think is right on this one. It may not be. Hang on, let me go do a quick fix on something, and then I'll put the answer up and list the winner here. I got to find this. What's today? 4/22. There we go. Put the winner list name in there. All right, I get for a winner, Japeezy for Sheezy. Yeah, I pronounced that. The answer is projector. Most of you got that. And the reason that I put this up, let me go change out the answer page here, is because the use of the term input and output device confuses some people on the exams. Input and output are relative to the computer. So a keyboard is an output device. It sends data out of itself. But as far as the computer is concerned, it's an input device. It gets input from the keyboard. And the same then is true for all of these other peripherals that we listed. A microphone sends input, audio information to the computer. A mouse, information into the computer. A webcam, video information into the computer. So of those, a projector takes output from the computer and does something with it, lights it up and puts it on a wall. So congratulations, J4S. Andrew's going to post on the forum, on the YouTube chat feed, how to submit today in the next hour or so, please. All right, like an hour after the show. How to claim your total tester. You're going to go over to totaltester.com, figure out which total tester you want, and then you're going to send an email to me at daver@totalsem.com. Identify yourself with your YouTube name, and in the body of the email, you must include these 4 fields: your YouTube name, your real name, first and last name, surname, the email address that you want us to send your access code information to, and which practice test you would like by exam number. Okay, so if it's a CompT exam, it might be 220-1001. And by the way, if you ask for an A+, you'll get both 1001 and 1002. So just specify one or the other, you will get them both. We've got non-CompTIA tests on there, CV0002, whatever, the AWS practice test. So pick something out, send that information to me. I will send you an acknowledgement when I get that, and I will be sending that to the appropriate department sometime in the next hour or so. All right, that's all the gotta get done stuff, except for the closer. So let's get any last questions out of the way today. I don't think I have any other notes to deal with on the day. Projector. I can't type fast. Andre is here, woke up a bit late. Valeria needed my help installing a game on her PC. Yeah, you can't say no to that. Basically because you're going to be wanting to play it. I know you. Yes, thank you, everyone. Must be me, Mars Monster. I was ready to type, but it pushed the chat up and cut off the bottom answers. I was like, oh, sorry, man. You know what? We do this 3 times a week, and hopefully we will get back to doing vouchers again as well. So if you didn't win today, don't worry about it. Come back to Mike's show on Monday. Come back to Mike's show on Wednesday. Come back to Dave's show again. I am Dave Rush, by the way, senior instructor at Total Seminars. I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to build that in as a commercial and identifier now and again. And you get another chance to win. The more people who win, the more chances you have if you haven't won. Zoltan's here. Long time no see, my friend. Kingwell, recent winner. Got your info in. Did I get your info in the other day? No, I'm waiting on your info, Kingwell. I think. I'm gonna go look at that. I got to have that. TTO winners in this database. Come on. I rebooted today and this page comes up really slow when I do that. Sorry about that. I have time. I can run this show for another hour if I want. I'm not gonna, but I could. Oh, I know. I did get yours the other day. I remember typing in your full information now. Yes, I am waiting on Nathan English. Nathan English, you won on April 20th on Mike's show 2 days ago, and I have not received your information. I am sending in information today. If you have that to me today, great. If not, I'll push it back another week. If I don't hear from you in 2 weeks, it disappears. You know what I mean? Because that's what I mean. I can't keep tracking people for months hoping that they're going to send stuff in. You got to do your part. Yeah. Let's see. Mario here. Andrew send. Okay, so Japezi, the info that I need, Andrew posted at 2:57. If you copy and paste that, you'll have exactly a list of what you need to send me, and that would be great. Yes, you did. You sent me an email. Thank you. Wilshaw, no more questions here, but I'll tell you, I had to do a Cat 2 Autoland in moderate snow in Detroit this last weekend. Trial by fire. Love Cat 2s. Only one thing better. That's right. You're in the bus. We in the 7.5, we could do Cat 3 Autolands. It was a monitored approach at 50, and we could even fail an autopilot below 50 and continue the Autoland. So, but congratulations. I love that you had to do that. I'll wait here. Was it your leg or is it captain only for a Cat 2? Can't imagine that. But for Cat 3s, it was FO only and captain monitor over at my last airline. Just hopped in, says Zoltan, and I'm currently at choir competition with my students. Hey, way to go. Good luck. My voice won't participate. We can do 3A, but right, your high mins for 100 hours. FO does the approach. Okay, so same approach. You'll pardon the pun. Very good. All right, well, we are wound up here since there's no project today. I apologize for that. I will be back into projects next week. I have a week's worth of just insane work to catch up on at Total Seminars. I got about 30 projects to complete. They take 5 minutes, except they're recordings and we don't edit. We get them perfect. So if I don't do it perfect, I got to do it again. And we always do it at least 4 times. And then after we finally get a successful one, we have to render it. And each one takes a half an hour. So to get 5 done a night, which is my plan, it's hours worth of work, and I have to do it during the evening because the missus is my co-pilot on this one. She has to drive the computer while I do the narration, and she's out of town. So I'm doing some solo work. I'm doing the navigating solo and silently, and trying to sound in my head what the narration sounds like, and then I'm doing audio dubbing over it. It sounds okay. It doesn't sound as scary as it sounds, but it's a project. And so thank goodness I've got our project done and ready to go, because I'm not going to have any development time on it this week. Okay, did that. Upcoming episodes. So next week I got Whiptail. The week after that, we're doing Nessus finally. We got subnetting coming up, and I want to talk about Mike's shows. This Monday, Mike is planning a regular Q&A show, but not only does he have an upcoming special show that we've told you about in the past, it had to get delayed because Mike was pulled away on the big super Total Seminars project. But Jessica Dickerson was scheduled to be in studio a couple of days ago. That got delayed. Andrew and I covered the show. I know you loved it. But she's now coming back on May 2nd. She's going to be talking about general IT employment and IT security employment. She's awesome. She's well entrenched in the field and has been on the hiring side and the get hiring side. She's got a lot of good stuff too. And then Mike got an email 2 days ago when he and I were in the office together, and he said, hey, Elaine Batzer is going to be in town in July. call her up and get her on schedule. Now, if you haven't met Elaine Batzer, you've seen her here in the forums, excuse me, and she runs an educational program at a school called Essex North Shore Agricultural and Technical School in Ipswich, Mass. She's obviously on the technical side. A CCNA type, a Cisco guru, a networking guru. She's going to talk about her school. She's going to talk about technology. And here's the really cool thing. They are an ag and tech school, a high school ag and tech school. And I think they may have older people in there. I'm not 100%. We'll find out from her. But one of the things that she's built around is trying to develop skill sets that make these people who attend her classes and certifications and whatever hireable when they walk out the door. And they are in the same situation that many of our audience is in. I got a certificate. What do I do now to get that first job? She has answers to those questions. So Monday, May 2nd, sorry, Wednesday, I believe, May 2nd. Heck, I don't remember. May 2nd, whatever day of the week that is. Jessica Dickerson, IT jobs and IT security jobs. Monday, May 11th, Elaine Batzer, IT jobs, technology, certifications, all over the place. So put those on your calendar. You want to be here. And Mike has no travel plans right now. He's got to stay in the office as the big project gets assembled now. One of the big, huge, I don't want to call it a hurdle or an obstacle, steps. One of the big touch points completed today. So it is a juggernaut, an unstoppable, gigantic rolling stone. Juggernauts aren't all stones, but there you go. All right, any last questions that popped up before we shut things down? Okay, Jessica's great. Yep, she did a show way back. Really recommend. Absolutely. You're really going to enjoy her being on set. She's wonderful. All right, well, I'm going to wind this puppy up then. As ever and always, my thanks to Mike Myers, Andrew Hutz, and everybody at Total who generously provide resources and time and to make this possible. My most heartfelt thank goes to you and everyone who comes here to participate. There is no show without you. I am Dave Rush. I'm the senior instructor at Total Seminars and resident Pi specialist, wishing you a great weekend. Take care of each other, take serious steps to stay healthy, call or visit your parents, and never forget, technology is great, but the greatest resource we have are you and I. And with that, good night. Head on over to Discord, talk to the folks that are going to be over there at the end of the show, and I will see you next week. And until then, I am out of here.